Good afternoon, family. Thank you for checking out my daily diet diary today. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays where I go live on YouTube around 4 p.m. Central Time, or outside of my YouTube, you can consider joining the Discord I created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. That is a great place for you guys to find some of the meals and recipes that I have been eating to help me as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds. Today is day 860 of my challenge, and I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 235 pounds so far. I have a little bit, let's see, if anybody has any non-scale victories, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those as well. If you are succeeding with your diet, let us know what you're doing to succeed. If you're struggling with your diet, let us know what's causing your struggles. And at the end of the day, what are some things that you are going to do that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Go over here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Anthony. I see you're here. I hope you had a great day yesterday, or you're having a great day today. Let me get in here. We will start with a little bit of what I ate in a day, or what I ate in the past 24 hours on my diet here. So let me go ahead and go back through my photos. I got the first photo here is actually kind of I didn't do all the other stuff I was supposed to do to get it going. All right, so the first photo here is just a silly photo that I took because yesterday I was in a hurry to get to work, or I was trying to get my stuff and head to work, and so I grabbed my oatmeal and I grabbed a bag of the broccoli that we had in the freezer, and then I got to work and I realized that I had not grabbed the bag of broccoli that I intended to grab, but I had actually grabbed a bag of cut green beans yesterday. So I just grabbed that because I thought it was, no, my arm is not in a brace. I actually had physical therapy today, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I grabbed this bag, I saw green vegetables in a bag, and so I grabbed it, and then I got to work and realized that it was the wrong thing. Fortunately, I did have some broccoli. I wasn't sure what to do with the green beans, and I didn't feel like just eating straight green beans yesterday. So I did have a bag of broccoli. I actually went and got a bag of broccoli yesterday and had that as my breakfast. Then also with the broccoli for breakfast, I had the oatmeal that we generally have most mornings. It's a very nice savory oatmeal with mushrooms, onions, and spinach in there. So that was my breakfast yesterday. And if you guys have been following along, you know that I am kind of a bachelor the first half of this week, or until Thursday. I'm on my own. And so I did not end up cooking myself lunch yesterday or today at work. But when I got home last night, I had a nice big bowl of Spanish rice. This is one of the dishes that Carrie had batch cooked prior to leaving and then separated into a few different servings. So I had this for dinner last night when I got home, and then I decided that I wanted a dessert after dinner last night, so I grabbed all of the stuff to make myself a cobbler. And then I did take a photo here. So I opened the bag of the fruit mix. I had bought a bag of frozen fruit mix from the grocery store, and I was going to use that as the base. And then when I opened the bag up, I couldn't believe the size of a few of the strawberries that were in the bag, like on top in the bag. I actually had to pull those. I pulled those out and I cut them up with a big knife because I wanted to have them chopped up a little bit instead of having these big whole strawberries. But yeah, I was just amazed. They were probably some of the biggest strawberries I've ever seen that were in this bag that was frozen. But I did cut those up and threw all of that into a little bowl that I took the oatmeal mix that I've been making, throw that on top of it, cooked it in the oven for about 45 minutes. I actually cooked it a little bit longer. It didn't seem like it was cooked after 45 minutes, or at least the oatmeal didn't seem cooked after 45 minutes. So I cooked it for a little bit longer. And then that's what it actually looks like when you're eating it after everything is mixed together. But that was a wonderful dessert that I had last night. Then today, I did not take a picture of my broccoli, but I certainly had a bag of broccoli before I ate my breakfast. And then I had oatmeal for breakfast. Actually, you know what it was? I did it opposite today. I had oatmeal before broccoli. And that was just because I didn't want to do dishes. So I was like, I already got, because generally I steam the broccoli, put it in its own bowl, and then I have my oatmeal in its own bowl. And today felt like I decided I didn't want to do the extra dish. So I ate it the opposite way. I ate the oatmeal first, and then I put the broccoli in the dirty oatmeal bowl, and then I ate the broccoli from there. But that has been the food since the last 24 hours that I have had. I feel very full and satisfied with that amount of food, even though I didn't really have lunch yesterday or today. I am getting hungry, though, and I'm excited to get home and have some dinner. But let's go ahead and shut that down there. So that was the food since yesterday that I have enjoyed. Anthony, you had asked about my arm being in a brace. It is not in a brace. I have full motion. I'm allowed to do most things. I still have a weight restriction on what I'm allowed to lift, I suppose, but I'm healing very well. The therapist even kind of made a comment today about how quickly I'm healing, and it's generally, or it's ahead of the curve as far as the rehab goes for this type of injury. So he was very happy with where I'm at, and we actually did some kind of lifting today. It really felt like most other times that I had been to physical therapy, my recovery was further along than they were allowed to push me. So there wasn't really any soreness or much of a notice from doing physical therapy as far as muscle fatigue or anything like that. And then today I had physical therapy, and we did, and I guess those of you that don't know, at the end of December last year, I ended up having an accident at home where I tore my distal bicep tendon. And that's the tendon that attaches your bicep at the forearm. And so I am about 2.5 months post surgery, and the recovery's been going really well. But today at physical therapy, we actually did some weight kind of bearing and weight resistance exercises, and it was really good to do that. You know, it's something that I don't do a lot of physical activity or lifting, and especially not in the past couple months because of the injury. But I did kind of, there's like a hand bike that I did that for 4 or 5 minutes, and then just some different exercises to strengthen that muscle or strengthen my elbow joint. So a lot of resistance band, pulling and things like that. A little bit of supination, pronation, which is something that I'm very happy that I don't feel like my ability to do this has been hindered from the surgery, because that was a concern from the surgery. But overall, things are going really well, and the rehab is going very quickly. And let's see, and I go back in a couple weeks. I think I see my doctor in between now and then. I have no idea when I go back to the doctor, but it's been going really well, and I am very happy with the rehab. And I really, I had a similar injury a year and a half ago, and I recovered very quickly from that injury. I've always had a pretty good recovery time just in general, but I feel like these last couple injuries I had, the recovery time's been incredible. And I really think that my diet contributes to the improved recovery time. Not having the added salt in my diet lowers the inflammation throughout my body, allows my body to heal itself, and focus on healing instead of combating the food that I'm putting in my body. So I really feel like eating this way has helped with the recovery. Pretty Girl's Mom says, hi, everybody. Hi, Pretty Girl's Mom. I hope you had a great day, or you're having a great day. So physical therapy was this morning. I was doing an exercise where I had to lean on a desk, kind of like if you were doing a push-up, but like at an elevated angle. And then, so while leaned over with my hands on a table, I had to reach up and touch each opposite shoulder. And I went to go do one set of that, and it's such a familiar push-up position that I got in the position and I ended up doing a push-up, and then I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing that. And but just doing that, exercising, like working those muscles, felt really good today. And I feel strong, just 20 minutes of very light exercise really gave my muscles a good kind of flow of blood. And it felt really good today. And I can see where, that people get hooked into doing a lot of exercise because of that feeling you get from the exercise, almost like a bit of a euphoria, or there is a dopamine response when you do a little bit of exercise. And generally, in the past when I've done exercise, it's usually like full bore, like going to the gym, lifting hard, or running cardio, running as long as you can or as hard as you can. And it's nice to do just a little workout and just kind of do a little bit of a metabolism kind of boost. And so I might try to do that more. I know I've thought about trying to get into yoga again. That was something that in 2013, I lost a bunch of weight, and I was taking an appetite suppressant, which is the whole reason why I lost the weight. Jean says, hi, Jean. I hope you're doing great. I was taking an appetite suppressant, and that was keeping me from eating a large enough volume of food that I would gain weight. But at the same time, I was doing yoga regularly. I think once or twice a week I would go and do yoga, and I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed stretching and doing yoga, but I just haven't found any drive to get back into it. I guess like when I first started this challenge or this channel, that was one of the things on my list of things to get back into, was doing yoga. It's just not something that I was fortunate. I had kind of a deal worked out that I was in a very small yoga class, and the idea of going to like a big yoga class maybe is a little bit the reason why I haven't. I don't want to go make a fool of myself. Anyways, but yeah, it's yoga, something that I think that if I do get into exercising again, that would be what I would lean towards. And I know that's not like a big exercise thing. People don't like, I guess hot yoga is kind of an exercise thing, and you can do yoga in, intensely enough. I guess I'm digging myself a hole. It's an exercise. It's definitely an exercise. But that's something that I got thinking about today, just after doing physical therapy and kind of getting my heart going. It's been a while since I got my heart going like that. In fact, it's really been since I injured myself in 2021 that I've done hardly any working out. And I'm very happy that I've been able to lose 235 pounds with very, very little working out. I don't have a gym membership. I don't have a regular schedule to go work out. I've been able to lose over 200 pounds through healthy eating and diet. And that was a big goal when I started this challenge too, was, I wanted to get into exercise, but I really wanted to focus on my diet, and by making diet changes, changing my life. And that's been what's happened. It wasn't the diet I expected to eat to change my life, but it definitely has. Hey, Barb, hope you're having a great day. So yeah, that was this morning. I had physical therapy. I'm trying to think if there was much else I had going on today. Last night it was boring. I tell you what, it is. So Carrie and the kids are all out of town for a few days for a spring break trip that they went on, and I had to stay back for work. And so when I got home yesterday, not having Carrie and not having the kids at home really made for a boring evening, because I didn't really have any plans to go out or do anything. And without having the kids around to interact with and Carrie there to talk to, it a bit lonely last night. But I only got to deal with it for a couple more nights. I think they're back on Thursday. And I'm sure they'll be itching to get back. They've had a very fun week, and yeah, so that's good. Don't have a ton to update today. I'm trying to think of what else. I got weigh-in Wednesday tomorrow. I'm looking forward to weighing in tomorrow. And hopefully seeing a couple more pounds come off from the weight that I gained over the last really just week of February. And it's been, it'll be good to get it back off though, for sure. Trying to think more stuff. The thing that it gets when you're on a diet and you're doing it for such a long time, it can be hard to, or it can be easy to forget where you were when you started your diet. And it's something that I am so happy that I'm not where I used to be. But the further I get away from where I used to be, you start to forget some of those inconveniences and some of those difficulties that you were suffering from when you first started your diet. And it's easy to get wrapped up in the moment and what's going on, today, this week, this minute, but you have to also, look back at how things have gone, in the long term. And I do the same, like with my diet, I see my weight go up, or I see things, I don't see my weight go down as much as I'd like for it to go down. And I get frustrated about those things, but I have to really hold on to how much different my life is now than it was at 520 pounds. And over the course of the past 864 days, all of those non-scale victories that I've been able to kind of put together, and I forget what my non-scale victories were. Like I talked a lot yesterday about going to the bathroom and I talked a lot about non-scale victories yesterday. Going to the bathroom in a public stall and not having an issue with fitting there, or really one of the biggest non-scale victories that I had early on in this diet was at our house. We have a very small shower in where me and Carrie shower. It's probably as small a shower as you can purchase and install in a house. And then me being 520 pounds showering, I would knock stuff over all of the time in the shower. The number of times, I couldn't even count the number of times I had a shampoo bottle fall and land on my toe because I would be turning my body in the shower. It would knock a bottle off of the shelf and it would fall on my foot. And just being able to turn around in my shower and not knock things over and fit in it, essentially, I actually fit into my shower, is a huge non-scale victory that because you shower regularly, you forget about those things, or you don't, it's not as big of a thing. But back at the time, it was a huge issue. Another non-scale victory, again, talking about the bathroom that comes up a lot, is I haven't bought a new toilet seat in 2 years, which is amazing because I had a revolving kind of thing at Home Depot where I knew exactly, and maybe if I would have bought a better toilet seat or a different toilet seat at one point, it wouldn't have broke. But I had it down to where I was replacing toilet seats without having to replace the hardware because I would just buy the exact same toilet seat and it had like a quick release thing on it. So I could break a toilet seat and then $40 later or $30 later, I had a new toilet seat. And I was doing that multiple times a year. Maybe not maybe just 2 times a year, but once every 6 months, once a year, I would break a toilet seat and at my house. And that's it's pretty embarrassing to be admitting that, I suppose, but that's a non-scale victory that I don't have to worry about that thing, and these are all things that at the time were just part of my life and I dealt with and were regular kind of, that's what you got to deal with if you're 500 pounds, I just thought I was destined to have to deal with those aspects of my life. And even again, another non-scale victory, just being able to tie my shoes, being able to cross my legs. That's something that I was unable to do. I could put my right ankle on my left knee, but I was almost never able to put my left ankle on my right knee just because of how my weight and hips and everything were. But that flexibility, I have incredible flexibility that I've gained since doing this diet. A huge one for me health-wise was getting rid of the sleep apnea or the CPAP machine. I haven't needed to use my CPAP machine I'm probably pushing almost 2 years. I mean, I was hooked to a CPAP machine from 2007 to 2013, and then I was back on it in 2014. I had like a 1-year break from it because I had lost some weight. But really for 15 years of my life, or I guess now that I've been off it for a couple, but for over a decade, I was tied to that CPAP machine that I couldn't get a good sleep without the CPAP machine. And not having it would not only not allow me to have good sleep, but it would also be an anxiety inducing event because I didn't want to go to sleep for fear of what could happen without the machine. And so to be free of the CPAP machine is just a wild, incredible non-scale victory. And the crazy thing about the CPAP machine is that at one point I attribute the CPAP machine to saving my life, because if I hadn't have gotten the CPAP machine back in 2007, who knows what, future I would have had. I mean, that was kind of actually getting a CPAP sparked a whole series of events in my life that were very positive. And so the CPAP machine I got at the time, it was such a beacon of hope, or it was such an amazing life-saving thing. And now I'm excited about being rid of the burden, which is kind of this crazy change of positioning or change of mentality towards the machine, but it was something that it was keeping me alive. It was saving my life, but I don't need that tool to save my life anymore. I took care of that part of it, or what I needed. That, you know, just like people who have high blood pressure take blood pressure medication, people who have sleep apnea use a CPAP. And so a CPAP was prescribed to me, and now I'm off that prescription. And that's incredible to not have that CPAP or that sleep apnea hovering over my life, because it really does. And then another, non-scale victory, and a big reason why I started this challenge, was the swelling. I had incredible amounts of swelling all over my body. Just the inflammation around my ankles and my calves was very concerning, and was, like I said, one of the catalysts for starting this whole challenge was that I knew that it was not a good thing that I had that fluid buildup around my ankles. I knew it was not a good thing that I had these sores developing on my shins, and this black or this darkening of the skin around my shin and my calves. I knew all of that stuff was signs of I'm not sure, just signs of the word I'm looking for, like unhealthiness, and I needed to change that. And now I look at my ankles and I can't believe how thin they are. And with the diet that I'm eating, if I even eat a little bit of sodium, I can see the swelling come back. And it's just crazy how in tune I'm able to be with myself by eating a plant-based diet and getting rid of the added salt, oil, and sugar. It's just such a clean diet. And I feel like I can really tell when I have something that's not appropriate for my body. So yeah, the swelling around my ankles is a huge non-scale victory that I've had in the past 2 years. One that I'm about to do, and I almost did it today, but my belt, being, my waist is thinner than my belt goes, and that's an incredible non-scale victory. Fitting into 2XL shirts after wearing 6XL shirts has been wild, and that's something that I really got to just get rid of a bunch of that old clothing. I have these big garbage bags of this old clothing that I haven't brought myself to just pitch, but it's really what I need to do with that old clothing, is just get rid of it. But yeah, just to go from wearing 6XL shirts and then having to wear undershirts, because even while wearing a 6XL shirt, I mean, you can look from my first day here. What do I have? Here we go. I'm wearing, this is a 6XL shirt, and I'm wearing an undershirt underneath it because I'm worried that my belly is going to show from the bottom of the shirt, and just crazy. Just looking at that photo, like I need to have that photo, the background of my phone or something, just so I see it all the time. It's just amazing to go from that to what I'm at now. 282 pounds. Yes. Barb here says it feels so risky to get rid of your fat clothes. It does, doesn't it? And I think part of the reason why it feels risky is because I did it before. I was a fool back in 2013 when I thought I had it figured out. I'd been taking a prescription for 9 months. I lost 100 pounds. I was like, yes, I got this weight loss thing figured out. I'm not going to need any of that old clothing again. Let me go ahead and just get rid of it. And then fast forward 4 years, and I'm thinking, man, I wish I had that clothing I got rid of, because now I'm trying to wear something. I don't have anything to wear. I don't fit anything anymore. And so it does feel like a risk. And that risk, I think, for me, is a little bit backed up from a previous experience, is that I had that experience where I got rid of that clothing and then it didn't stick. And now I'm kind of doing the opposite though, is that now I've been able to go back down through the clothing and getting down through the clothing that I grew out of. And the belt that I'm wearing is one of those examples of a thing that I am. In fact, the belt shows physical evidence of how I grew out of it, because as I was getting larger and larger, I ended up at the end of my belt drilling an additional hole to make it another inch larger than it was manufactured. And then at some point I grew out from that and then really just started wearing a lot of sweatpants and things that didn't require a belt. And the belt kind of got thrown into the closet. But I remember I bought, and it wasn't necessarily, but I think I have a belt that's like 70 inches because I was at, there's a men's clothing store for larger people, like a big and tall. I can't think of DXL, I think is the name of it. I used to shop a lot at DXL, and that's funny. I haven't been to DXL in 2 years. But I used to shop a lot at that store. That's where my t-shirts came from. That's where I get my underwear. But the clothing and a lot of their stuff was fairly expensive. They're not a cheap store. And so I would shop their clearance racks. Like some of the shirts I've worn on the stream, I got for like $5 off of those clearance racks. And one of the things I bought at one time was a belt that was 70 or 72 inches because it was on clearance and it fit. Like it didn't look obnoxiously large. I'm sure if I don't even know where the belt's at, but if I found it, I bet it would just look crazy big now. But at the time, it didn't look all that awful on my body. And so yeah, the clothing. And so now with that belt, I found this belt as I was losing weight. I noticed that I had drilled a hole in to extend it, and now I'm to the point where I'm looking at drilling a hole in the belt to make it even smaller, which is again a huge non-scale victory, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I probably could have done it a few weeks ago, but I've been waiting to do that. And then Gene here says, save some of those things that they're badges of honor in the future. Yeah, there have been a few things that I've saved, like the shirt I'm wearing here. I have one of these shirts. I don't know if I have the one that has a stain right in the middle of it. You know, I don't know how I didn't notice that this shirt that I was going to take my starting photo with had a big stain right in the middle of it, but there's a huge stain right in the middle of the shirt. And, but I have a shirt like this. I have the pants here, saved, and then, a few things, but there's a lot of stuff, you know, like this shirt here, I had 6 or 8 or 10 or so of these gray shirts. I mean, I lived in gray shirts for the last 2 years of my life before starting this challenge. But yeah, so there's been a few other things that I've been holding on to, kind of like you said, as badges of honors. And then let's see. Gene says they will be one of your whys. Yeah, like, you know, if you find that belt, yeah, I have to figure. I know I had something, a super large belt that I bought, and one of the reasons I bought it was because it was like $5, and probably the only reason it was on clearance is because nobody else was fat enough to buy it. So yeah, I'll have to see if I have it. But I didn't wear a lot of belts really from, I don't even know, but prior to 2020, when starting this challenge in November, I wore black sweatpants like that or gray sweatpants. I hardly ever wore anything that had, you know, that would require a belt towards the end, which is, pretty crazy because I like dressing like what I'm wearing today. I like wearing shirts that, collared and buttoned and having pants with the belt. Like that's what I grew up wearing, but I grew out of it. And so that's cool. And then another, some non-scale victories I'm looking forward to. I just mentioned that I hadn't shopped at DXL in a while. And then, I'm realizing that when I do go shopping, that's not where I'm going to go shopping. Like that was I used to go into that building, buy an outfit and then leave the building wearing that outfit sometimes because like I had an important event to go to. I didn't have anything to wear. I would go in and buy something or buy a shirt at least from that specialty store. And now I'm no longer a customer of that specialty store. I'm sure that they still had stuff that would fit, but like I said, it was very expensive, like crazy. Like I like, and I always felt silly, but yeah, I would go through their clearance racks and I would check out every single thing that was on their clearance rack that was like they had like different stickers based on percentages. And I would look for the highest reduced pricing items. So whatever, if it had a green sticker on it, it was 70% off or something like that. And so I would shop those items because I didn't want to be spending the amount of money that they were asking for them new. So I'd end up getting either older clothing or sometimes I had some shirts that had sun fading on them that I got for like $5, but I was like, they're only $5 and it's going to cost me $30 to buy a normal version of that. So just being able to fit in regular clothing's awesome. I've worn 2X shirts a couple times. I know most stores, they'd be able to buy a 2X version of a shirt. And so I'm actually getting to a point where I can shop at regular clothing stores, which is another amazing non-scale victory that I have to look forward to. I've had some amazing ones and I'm looking forward to some that I have coming up. So it's been really an awesome experience though. And just looking back at all the progress I've made and all of the changes in my life and just the improvements that, eating a plant-based diet has made in my life. It's been 864 days since I had any animal products. Sorry, I got like a red mark. 864 days since I had any animal products, no cheese, no dairy, no milk, no eggs. It's been life-changing. Like I never would have believed that I would be where I'm at, even starting this challenge. I don't know, I wanted it. I wanted it to work. I wanted it to be what got me to a healthy weight, but I don't know that I truly believed that I was going to be able to do it. Like it was just something that, I feel very fortunate that, my research and my everything that I did led me to the True North Clinic and the Pleasure Trap book and Fuhrman's book, Eat to Live, and that, just the infinite possibilities of how things could have gone and the fact that they went this way and that I've seen so much success because they went this way. I am just incredibly thankful for. I absolutely did not think that, eating a plant-based diet was that I didn't even consider starting this challenge. It wasn't even an option. And then just by being open and willing to give something new a shot, I found this and it's really made a huge impact on my life. And I'm very happy that I've been able to see such incredible progress. 235 pounds in just a little over 2 years is an incredible amount of weight to lose. And so I'm very fortunate that I've been able to do that. And I have to thank the plants and thank you guys, because the accountability that this platform helped create for me too kept me going or keeps me going. But yeah, just wild, just incredible progress that I've been able to see. I'm a better father, I'm a better husband, I'm a better employee, I'm a better sibling, better son. Just I'm a better person because I can do more. I'm able to participate in life, whereas before there was so many times that I was a spectator to my own life, just watching things slip away from me, watching abilities that I used to have, to be able to touch your toes, be able to tie your own shoes, be able to wipe your own butt. All those things were fading away. And I was able to regain control, and I feel better because of it. And I'm so happy that I'm where I'm at now. But I do have to get going. My dogs are probably dying. They've been home all day with nobody there to play with. So I do need to get home and let them out and deal with them. I will be live tomorrow. I will also be doing a video tomorrow. I'll do a weigh-in video earlier in the day, and then I will go live in the afternoon. I'm excited to hop on the scale. Carrie being gone has shaken up my diet a bit as far as where and when I'm eating. The what I'm eating is staying the same. I just haven't had my lunch potatoes in a couple days, and I'm kind of I miss my potatoes. So I might have to cook up some this evening or tomorrow, because it's probably been right now. It's been since Saturday. Focus went out. It's been since Saturday that I've had potatoes. So since starting this diet, this is probably the longest stretch of time that I've gone without having potatoes, and that's only 3 days, which is funny. But yes, I am gonna get out of here. Thank you, Barb. I look forward to enjoying the boring evening. No Carrie and no children makes John a dull boy. Makes the house a dull house. Jess says you can't imagine going a day without potatoes now. Yeah, I didn't even realize it. But Carrie had sent me, let me see if I can get this. I was going to get out of here, and I will. But Carrie had sent me a photo. They were at the Science Museum where they're on vacation. And she sent me a photo that I'm going to try to pull up here. All right, I guess I can probably just pull it up like this. I was going to, that it says, rice, the most nutritious grain. And she sent me that photo. And so then I sent her a text later that said, I just ate a whole bowl of the most nutritious grain. But yeah, I've had a lot of rice, a lot of oatmeal, in the last couple days, because I had what did I have yesterday for dinner? I had the Spanish rice yesterday, and then I had the mega veggie chili the day before, I think, but I don't see a photo. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I had mega veggie chili, but yeah, lots of rice. Yes, Gene says you always have potatoes ready in the fridge. We're bursting. Like, Carrie's going to be mad at me. I'm glad she's not watching this, but like, she stockpiled potatoes. Like, I have an the drawer we put potatoes in is packed full of potatoes, and I think I have a bag of potatoes at work here. So, she's going to be giving me a hard time that I didn't go through all the potatoes that we had here. I'm too lazy to cook them myself, I guess. But yes, I'm out of here, guys. I appreciate everybody so much. You guys are awesome. If you have not subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to the channel. If you've not clicked on the bell icon, make sure you do that. Hit the like button, comment down below, do all those fun YouTube things. And if you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. There's so much that you're missing out on, especially if you're as big as I was. If you're morbidly, grossly overweight, you are missing out on things. You may think, oh, I'm active. I play with my kids. I do things. I'm this, I'm that. You could be more. You're active now, but you could be more active. You're a good dad. You could be a better dad. You're a good employee. You could be a better employee, because being overweight by 200 pounds doesn't benefit you unless you're a lineman for the Chicago Bears. Then it might, but for everybody else, it doesn't do you any benefit having that extra 200 pounds on your body. So, I'm out of here. Get started. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for Weigh-In Wednesday.